Okay, so for this week, your milestone is going to be what we call creating Entourage. And so when you're creating Entourage in a project, what that is putting in people, objects, furniture, or just general things that's going to help you fill out an image and give it some perspective and scale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use, and I'm just going to drag it in here, and we'll see if it's going to play nice. No? Okay, we'll try copying it. So, copying an image, if I hit new and you've just copied an image, right here it's got the width and height of the image that I just copied from another program. So Photoshop will recognize that width and height on the system clipboard. And so now I can paste in this picture of Bernie Sanders from the inauguration the other year that was a fun meme. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate Bernie out from the rest of this space. And so one of the easy ways to do that is, again, I'm going to get my first thing I'm going to do, and there's a couple ways you could do it. You could come through and you could erase, and we'll just kill this background layer. So you could come through and erase different things like that. Um, you could do the polygonal lasso tool and kind of try and manually isolate it. Again, it's going to take a while. So I'm still a big fan of using this magic wand tool. It's one of my favorites in the whole program. And so I'm just going to go through and just quickly cut off a whole bunch of sections. So let's take that down. And I'm going to go a little bit more careful around where he is. And that's pretty good for that. And then sometimes I'm just gonna brute force it, so I'm just gonna switch between tools the whole time. So I'm just gonna isolate that chunk. We'll blow this up way big. To change the size of your brush without going up into this menu right here, it's the bracket key. So left bracket's gonna make it smaller, right bracket's gonna make it bigger. That's really handy for just kind of jumping between sizes without kind of taking your eyes off the prize. It does involve a lot of moving around. Another issue is, see how I can't pan right now even though I'm using the pan tool? If you hit F on the keyboard, and it just screwed that up, on your keyboard, because of my weird monitor size, I don't use full screen on this. It's not going to let me, but I can quickly just kind of go through and erase all that right there. We'll go to a smaller size, and so now we've when I'm 3 minutes in, and part of that was rambling about importing an image. So I can use that real quickly to just kind of get this selection going. And we'll clear that out, and then I'll just get a little bit closer in here. I still have a selection. There we go. So I'll erase that. And we'll do that. And just kind of clean up the side of his jacket again, holding down shift as I jump along. And yeah, I don't want to create too much dead air in the video by just kind of me going along here. But at the same time, it's just kind of a little bit of work to do it. So yeah, just kind of bouncing through, cleaning up some edges here. No one will know. So we'll just come through, cut those out. Again, this would be a good spot for me to switch to that mask, the quick mask tool, and go back and do a couple of different things there. But I'm not. This is sort of a real quick thing. And then I'm just going to go with a really big brush here because I see a couple little fragments out on the side here. And then just double check that area too. And then we'll come way close in here. I'm not even going to try to do those hair traces around his head. So I'm sorry, Bernie McVoy, but we're just going to cut your hair off like that. And then we'll do that. We'll do that. Oops. So that's why I should have done quick mask. And follow that in. Alright. I think that was almost it. Oh, we got this other arm. And yeah, I'm going to be kind of weird about some of those spots right there. Alright. Oh, forgot about this too, jeez. So this is one of those spots where holding down shift makes it real easy to get that nice clean straight line right there. Again, it's just a click, hold down shift, do another click, and you get that straight line without having to go like super slow on it. And then here's a great spot where I can do that, and then click, and then come back and just kind of get the rest of these areas. See how I screwed that up? That's why I need to do that. And that almost done there. I got that, and then I'll just see if I can do another magic wand through this spot right here just to clean that up. Nope, we'll just do an eraser. Okay. All right, so one last check that you can do to make sure that you don't have any stray pixels is if you do a select all, and I just did Control A, so I've already selected around here. If you then hit V to switch to the Move tool and kind of drag your object around, you can see that, oh, see, right there. So see how it has that extra selection area right there? I missed this spot in the corner. So I didn't see that up there. Oops. Layer 1. Erase. Where is it? Oh, erase. Alright, so again, I'll do Control A, hit V to go to the Move tool, and then kind of drag around a little bit. So it's nice and tightly cropped to him so that I know that this is accurately selected. Now, we need to actually turn this into Entourage. So I'm going to get a fantastic place to send Mr. Bernie to. So we're going to get this image right here. So we'll do New, and again, it's automatically set it to the correct size of the image that I'm pasting in. So we're going to send Bernie here to another island. So I'll just wiggle him right there to get the actual selection nicely lined up. Control C to copy, Control V to paste him in here. And oh, what do you know? I actually got super lucky with this. Actually, let me explain what I did there. So when I pasted him in here, you can see down here in the layers, he's his own layer. So I can select the background. We have that background there too. With the direct selection tool, I can select him, and then because I have this show transform controls box selected, I can click on this right here, just a click, and that actually turns on the editing that you can see this menu change to. Then I'm going to click and drag down here. It used to be you had to hold shift, but it doesn't do that anymore. If you hold shift now, he gets all weird. So I'm going to drag him down here. I'm going to zoom in, and we're going to put him right here next to all these other tables here. Um, eh, no, actually, he's having an adventure. Let's put him over here in the foreground so that he's a little bit bigger too. There we go. So there he is having a little vacation in Tahiti. One other thing that's pretty standard for people to do is when you're placing entourage, you don't want it to block your fancy design, right? So I'm gonna grab another image here just to show you what I mean by that. So here's a nice house, right? But if you were to bring Bernie over to this house and you were to just kind of put him in this living room, he's going to be blocking some things, right? He's kind of in the way. And so, what a lot of people will do with their entourage, so we'll just leave him there, is like, let's say he's right here. He's sitting on the edge of the couch, right? But we want to see our whole kitchen. So, just to give this space, but without blocking the kitchen, what's commonly done is you'll select that whole layer that he's on again, just with that Control A, V, and then the wiggle. And what you'll do is, again, hit D to set your default brush, pull up the brush tool, or sorry, set default colors, pull up the brush tool, and I'm just going to completely fill his layer in with black like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select his layer here in the menu, and I'm going to change it to about 18% opacity, right? And that's a bit low. Let's bring it up a little bit, right? So by making him opaque like that, you can get the scale of how big a person would be in this space, but without blocking some of that design that's going on further in the background, all right? So that's called creating entourage. And you'll be doing this for your milestone this week. So this would be the point where you go and start on that, all right?